So this is a Lunar Ultima FB. Going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, hitch up procedure, we'll take you through in a separate video. That'll all be demonstrated how that works in that video. Front locker, you've got your gas bottle with gas shut-off valve on top and reverse thread fitment to the bottle itself. Then up on the bulkhead you've got the gas regulator, and the yellow shut-off valve on the side there is to isolate the gas supply to the inside of the caravan. The cover that's just tried disappearing across the floor is off the gas flue around the other side of the van. So the gas flue is just there. This cover here actually covers it up. Before you ignite anything on gas, you would actually need to remove this cover for it to be able to operate. You've then got your water pump going into the aqua roll, as you can see here. It's all connected up just there, as you can see, and then into the aqua roll itself. Go slightly further back, you've got your mains power lead coming into the caravan, as you can see, and your leisure battery on board, 110 amp that particular battery. We've then got the fridge vents on the side of the van. So this flue on this end is actually for the gas system. The rest of these vents here are to let the heat out the side of the fridge unit itself. We've then got the wheels, which we'll torque before you collect the caravan, or before the caravan's collected. And we do advise that you check these regularly when travelling. 120 Newton meters is what we recommend torquing them to. 3 pipes coming out the side of the van here are the drain down, or the water waste pipes. So the water that goes in the front has to come out somewhere, and this is where it comes out on board the caravan. Coming around to the back of the caravan, we've got the wind down legs on either side. As you can see, the feet down just there at the back of the van. We haven't actually put them down for this particular video, but you'd wind them legs down, and the van does still need cleaning before the customer collects it from site. But you'd wind them down with the handle in the front locker. Next up, we've got the toilet flush tank. So this tank here takes 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the blue fluid. So like I said, this is the flush tank, and you'll need to put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid. Below that, you've got your toilet waste cassette, so you pull the handle up and it'll pull towards us. Hasn't been cleaned yet, so I do apologise. You've got a yellow pressure relief button on the back of the cassette when you're tipping the waste away. The neck here turns out, and that's where the waste comes out. But before you use this tank, you'll need to put 1 litre of water in there and a cap full of the blue fluid. Coming out the side of the van, you've got a 3-pin plug on the outside of the van, so you can plug power in, so you've got some power in your awning. You've got a storage locker at the front, and you've got a barbecue gas point and your other wind down leg. Going on to the inside of the van now. I'll run you through the inside. First thing you're going to do when you come inside the van is turn the power on. So on the control panel just here, we've got the main master power switch, we've got the water pump, lights, roof and side lights for the caravan. As in the side lights of the van, so the lights that come down the side. We've got some of them off at the moment just because we don't need them all on today essentially. So what we're going to do first is that we're going to fill the water system on board the caravan. So we're already plugged in on the outside, as you saw. We're going to come underneath the seat on the front left-hand side of the caravan, right-hand side, sorry, of the caravan. And underneath the seat, you'll see a little yellow valve. A little bit difficult to see in the video because of where it's placed. But there's a yellow valve just down on the floor next to that white piece that you see there with the twist on top. So what you do is you make sure that yellow valve is parallel with the floor so you could fill the water system on board the van. Once that's parallel with the floor, you can come over to the taps and open all of the taps on the caravan on the hot side of the water heating. As you can see, I've already filled the water system, and that'll be steaming away in a second, I'm sure, because it's operating on gas. So we'd open all the taps up on the hot side so we can get all the air out of the system and get water through. So that'd be the sink and the shower as well. So like I said, all open on the hot side. Once they're open, you'll come back over to the control panel over this side of the van, and you'll turn on the pump switch down there. And when you open up the tap, let me just show you what it'll do so you can see. The light will illuminate red to say that the pump is running. Once you've filled the water system up, you can warm the water then via electric or gas. Now down below the seat on the right hand side of the caravan, you have 2 switches. You've got an ultra store here, which is the water heater on electric, so that's currently turned on, and you've got your ultra heat on the right hand side. Now the ultra heat, if that was turned off, would give you no power to the ultra heat control panel just there. To the left of that, to the right of that, sorry, you've got your gas control for the ultra store. But if you're only warming it on electric, then you make sure this is turned on just here. If you want to warm it up on gas, you'll come up here, just to the right, left-hand side of the sink area, underneath. You can turn the dial off. As you can see, it's off now in the off position. If the gas bottle's turned on and that gas flue covers off on the outside, you'll be able to turn the gas water heater on, and it will self-ignite. The green light is essentially your pilot light, and you can control the temperature on gas on the water heating between 30 and 70 degrees of water temperature. I'm going to turn that off for now so it starts cooling down. If you wanted to use the electric heating on board the caravan, so you've been through the water system, so going on to the heating now. Depending on what caravan site you're on, you'll either have 500, 1000 or 2000 watts of power available. If we spin the dial round, you'll see now that I'm on 500 watts and I've got a green light that's appeared to let me know the heater is working as it should. To control the temperature of the heater, you've got this dial on the front, which you turn around to the desired temperature. The higher you go, obviously, the hotter the heater will be. If you want to turn it off, you spin it back to the off position, and if you really want to isolate it completely, flick the switch off just down here, and that will turn off all of the heating and the water heating. The heating on this one, sorry, and the water heating on this one. If you wanted to run the heating on gas, you can do that also. All you need to do is just spin this dial round up on top here, between 10 and 9. Hold down the gas valve. Then in this window down here, I can't quite see it in this video, I do apologise. Can't get the camera in there enough to be able to show you it. There it was. Where's it gone? There we go. Just there in the window, you'll be able to see that the pilot light is lit and it's working on gas. You can then control the temperature of the heater on gas with this dial on top. To turn it off, you spin it back to the 0 position. If you want to use the blown air heating that's on board the caravan, you can do that also. So you've got your fan speed on the dial on top here, between 1 and 5. Sorry. The dot here will allow the heat out the front of the heater, but if you flick the switch over to the left hand side, it will give you continuous blown air. And if you put the switch to the right hand side onto the A, it's ambient temperature. The fan will cut in and out with the temperature of the caravan. Next thing I'm going to come to is the fridge. To operate the fridge, on gas, you spin the dial round to the gas symbol, which as you can see self-ignites. You can't hear it in the video, but that has just ignited and is burning away as you'd expect it to. If you want to use 240 volt or 230 volt, as it says in there, to operate the fridge, you can spin the dial round to the 230 symbol. On gas or electric, you control the temperature of the fridge on this dial just here. It does make a clicking noise as it turns. So that's the fridge operation. If you're towing down the road and you want to use 12 volt to cool the fridge, cool the fridge as a cool box essentially. It won't work as a fridge, it'll just be a cool box at that point. You can put it on to 12 volt down here when you connect it to the car. Turn the fridge off, you put it back to the off position at the top. Next thing I'm going to demonstrate to you, just so you can see it's all working, is the cooker. So that's your cooker ignited on gas on top. Or your hob, sorry, should I say. Next up, we're going to go through the grill, just to show you the grill's working. Bit harder to show you this is, but you can see it flickering on the end there. Can't quite get the angle there to show you it working, but as you can see, lit up underneath, as you'd expect to see. Cooker, again, working as you'd expect. Coming towards the back of the caravan, and one of the last things we're going to go through on the van, apart from draining down the water system, is the toilet itself. So you've got an electric flush on top, which will allow the toilet waste to go, flush the toilet waste down. The toilet turns for your convenience, as you can see. However, when you are emptying the waste cassette from underneath the van, you do need to make sure the toilet is pointing straight across the van. Down the bottom here, you've got a waste flap to allow the waste to go down into the toilet cassette underneath. Shower and taps in the van work exactly like your household shower and taps, so hopefully you'll have no issues there. To drain the water system down when you finish with the caravan, you'd never leave the water system full. You'd come over to the water pump switch and turn it off on the water pump. You'd open all the taps up in the central position, so halfway between the hot and the cold. So the same with the shower. Then we'll come back underneath the seat at the front of the caravan, and we'll open up the yellow valve in the cupboard just down here, which you can't quite see in the video. And that will drain down the water system on board the van. So that's the Lunar Ultima FB. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please do give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'd be more than happy to help. Thank you very much. Bye bye.